Today we're going to be talking about The Acolyte, episode 8. So let's get into it. What's going on, guys? Lord Sci-Fi here. Today I just finished watching The Acolyte, episode 8, and we're going to be giving you my review on this episode and the entire show as a whole. So if you like The Acolyte, okay, I respect you for it, but if you didn't like The Acolyte, this might be then you won't be upset at my opinion. So episode 8 goes back and we see Osha and May reunite again. They go to Brendok where Soul fights the Sith Kemir. I don't know his name. I can't say his name. Kemir? Yeah, Kemir. And they go ahead and they fight each other. And then Soul wins, obviously. But then May tries to fight him, and then they stop fighting when he admits that he killed their mother. But there was no reason for him to kill their mother. He just did this. It united them and killed her for no reason. There was no reason for him to kill her. There was no reason. No reason. And it makes me so upset. And then I hate Leslie Headland. She wrote the worst Star Wars show ever. It made zero sense. It made it it wasn't about witches. It was about these two, the same It was about Osha and May, and they freaking suck. I hate them. They do not make sense to me. Right, all these people care about now is making money, and this show failed so badly, and people just said it was because these people are racist or bigots or you're alt-right or whatever, and it's dude, you gotta chill. Alright, this show was a bad show. You gotta admit that it was a bad show, but Disney is too afraid to admit that they failed. Again, they failed Star Wars. They failed and created a crap show with crap writing. I cannot stand that. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. If you feel like you should give it a chance, then give it a chance, and you'll see that I'm right and that the show sucks. Do not watch it if you do not want to. You do not have to watch this. It makes no sense to the timeline, because these people are going to be dead by the time the people in this show are going to be dead by the time the Phantom Menace rolls around, right? And then the Sith was good, and then they made the Jedi seem like evil people. They literally did that, and that's what they did. And the Jedi aren't supposed to be that. No, they weren't supposed to be corrupt until Revenge of the Sith, and that's what Leslie Headland got wrong. They were not supposed to be corrupt. There was no corruption in the Jedi. And they couldn't even figure out that it was a Sith. The red lightsaber doesn't fight like a Jedi and is evil. Dark side usage, that equals Sith. That is the Jedi, they made it seem like they couldn't figure this out. The Jedi are so stupid. The show was just it's so bad. It was just I cannot stand. And then why did Soul say it's okay at the end when he's getting it's okay, bro, why is it okay for her to kill you? What the frick? Why would he kill? Why and then her lightsaber turns red. Anakin's lightsaber didn't turn red, and she wasn't even half as angry as he was, and it made zero sense. And she only turned to the dark side because her hand was touching the crystal. God, these people are so stupid, and I just can't stand this show. Her lightsaber would have stayed blue. The lightsaber that she used would not have turned red. I'm telling you, she did not do anything to turn it red. She did not have anger. She was not in the dark. She was not in the dark side enough to do that. No. And the people suck. The people, and then Plagueis comes in at one point in that episode before they leave. He's literally staring at all of them. It looks so creepy. Bro, It's just so weird the way they. It's just weird. Okay, like the plot doesn't make sense. The characters suck. If I did a tier list video, I'll be putting them F tier. All of them. All the characters suck in that show. I do not like them. They're not cool at all. I'll admit, episodes 1 and 2 of this show, I liked. But then 3 and on, I'm upset. They made so many bad decisions in the show. Why couldn't they keep with the original storyline that May killed her family? That would make way more sense and it would stayed on. Why couldn't they have done that? But they changed the storyline so many times where the Jedi wasn't telling the truth. Of course the Jedi would. The Jedi, it's good people. They would tell the truth. They always speak. They always have to tell the truth. They are not bad people. They cannot keep secrets like that forever. And that's something these people who Disney did wrong. And they hired Leslie Headland and Kathleen Kennedy and wrote these shows that I freaking hate and do not want to exist on. And then okay, this has nothing to do with Star Wars, but it is Lucasfilm. I go on Disney Plus because I want to watch Indiana Jones, and the first 4 are gone, but they leave 5. I bet you not a lot of people liked the 5th Indiana Jones movie, but whatever. This is not about Indiana Jones. But this show filled with problems. Episodes 1 and 2 were good. There was no problems. If she wanted to kill the Jedi because the Jedi took her sister to be trained as a Jedi, that would make sense. That would have stayed fine. That would have been fine. Okay, decent show, but they changed the storyline so many times to the point where, like, it doesn't make sense for this to happen. Like, you could have kept it, and that I bet you it would have shoot up. I'm telling you, if people stop complaining that people are racist, and that was the reason why the show failed, and people didn't like it was because it was a black female. Like, who cares? I don't care. The show wasn't good. Okay, 1 and 2, great, fine. But it should have gotten better as an on and not gotten worse. Okay, episode 2 of this show was probably the best episode. The only reason I kind of enjoy watching it, I wasn't bored, was because the lightsaber fights were good. They were better than it's the best Disney lightsaber fighting we've gotten. They make they just decide, you know what, let's just make people hate us. Let's blame it on them, saying they're just racist or sexist or bigots or alt-right, whatever. Like, this show was just bad, and it wasn't that. It's not our fault that your show failed because you wrote a bad show. You can't blame us for hating a show. You cannot say all fans that hated the show are racist because but no, some of them were. Probably, maybe, I don't know. But there's others that aren't. And there's others that do, like, there is people who just hate the characters, hate the writing, and do not like the person who wrote this show or produced it, and just shows that they're like, let's blame it on them. For making a crap show. Okay, this show failed, and the show failed because they wrote a bad show. I don't know if they could fix Star Wars anymore. Star Wars was a beloved franchise by millions. Everybody was like Star Wars. But now people don't talk about Star Wars anymore. I swear, like, it's the worst when only people you could find that like Star Wars aren't even people in your town that you live in, or your city, or the country you live in, but it's people on YouTube who say that they don't like Star Wars, and there's people who literally, the freaking it's all Ryan Johnson's fault. It's all Ryan Johnson's fault for splitting the franchise. We would have way more. We would still have, like, 80% of the people hated this show, 80%. You know, that 20% of those people who liked it are people who I don't know why you would like it. The show sucked. The show sucks. Okay, Star Wars is great, but this specific series I do not recommend watching. I do not recommend watching this if you've watched 1 through 6 Star Wars, and or all of Star Wars 1 through 9, and it doesn't make sense. Okay, it doesn't make sense to be part of the timeline of Star Wars. Okay, and then, but if you haven't watched those movies and you start off with the Acolyte, and then you think it makes sense until you watch the movies and you're like, whoa, these movies came out before this show. This doesn't make sense. And if you, but there's people, it just doesn't. I just don't like this show. I do not recommend it unless you like Star Wars. Unless you like George Lucas Star Wars. If you don't like George Lucas Star Wars, I don't think you're a Star Wars fan because he created Star Wars. Honestly, you cannot like Star Wars without George Lucas. You can. It's like he literally created this thing. Without him, there would be no Disney Star Wars. There would be none of the projects that you guys love. And the fans who created actual films and series. The only things I'm excited about are Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau films. That's it. I'm not excited for Leslie Headland to get a new show or Kathleen Kennedy to direct or any of that. I want to get. And honestly, I am a little excited for the Rey movie because I want to see the new Jedi Order. I want to see it, but that's it. I just want to see. I'm kind of excited for the Rey movie. I don't like Rey as a character, no, but I think that if she trained somebody, I feel like she would have. I feel like 15 years at the Rise of Skywalker, she would train the Jedi in the way it should be. They should be trained. But I don't know. But I don't think this show should have existed. It's a Star Wars show. Like, take away the Jedi and Sith in this story would make zero sense. It doesn't even make sense, even with the Jedi and Sith. The story makes complete sense and shouldn't exist. And the writing was so bad. It's like nobody double-checked the writing. Nobody edited this. Like, they took the story and were like, nah, this is great. I just like, you know what, somebody who had the idea for Obi-Wan Kenobi, let's just give you whatever we have left, and then whatever we have left, and then they give the Acolyte a $180 million budget. I just didn't like the show, not one single bit. The first 2 episodes, phenomenal, great. It should have gotten better as it went along. It would have gotten a second season if it was better and if it made sense. But no, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys next one. Peace.